Hello everyone, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, David Benavidez, who takes on Ronald Gavril in a rematch February 17th at the Mandalay Bay on Showtime. First off, David, congratulations once again. I know it's a long journey. You're the youngest active world champion right now. For you, looking back at that night, what did it mean, not only you, but to your dad and to your family to achieve that goal?
It meant so much, you know what I mean? Everything I worked for my whole life, you know, it took me so much hard work and dedication to get there. So, you know, it meant the world to me. My dream come true.
Does it still feel like a dream, or it's like kind of hit you like you're like, oh crap, I'm a world champion now?
You know, I'm kind of feeling into it now. You know, now we're just back training because I just want to become a great fighter and defend my title, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
No, hearing from other people, I heard you had a very limited amateur background. You had how many amateur fights?
About 10 fights, 10 amateur fights.
So 10 fights, amateur fights. Usually people that become world champions, they have like 100 amateur fights, 80. They have a very stacked amateur career. How is it that a guy like you, only 10 amateur fights, has exceeded expectations and gotten to the level that you're at?
You know, the desire I had in me to become a champion. I'd always been in the gym too, you know. I never really worked on the amateur style because, you know, it's not, you know, you don't sit down as punches. But I've been boxing since I was 3 years old. You know what I mean? So I have, you know, 17 years boxing. So just perfecting my craft. You know?
You had one of the nastiest knockouts against Porky Medina, one of the knockouts of the year. I'm just amazed at the way you did it. It looked like a. You ever play Tekken? It looked like a Tekken knockout. Like I wanted to yell like combo like from Killer Instinct because you landed like 6 punches. You know, looking at that year that you had, you know, how would you encapsulate it?
It was just a great year for me and my family, you know, and you know, I brought, you know, some nice highlights, you know, to the boxing world, to the fans of boxing. I'm very grateful for all the fans I've had. You know, I've worked very hard to get where I'm at, and all the people who support me, I really appreciate it. You know, and it just gets better from here. You know, keeping the hard work, keeping everything going.
You got to obviously keep fighting, get your name out there. On the press conference, I told one of my coworkers, I'm like, dude, David's he's the world champion there, and everyone's asking questions about the main event. Do you feel that within due time you'll get your credit, your shine, and your respect?
You know, now that I had the world title, you know, I'm not, you know, saying, oh, I should be main event. You know, these are the type of venues I want to fight in. Two big fighters that already have a lot of fans, so I get a lot of exposure right there. You know what I mean? So I'm going to steal the show. You know, hopefully I'll gain more fans from that. But you know, I feel very honored to fight under Danny Garcia and Brandon Rios undercard. With
that first fight, I felt you won the fight. The knockdown happened. I've read interviews that you felt that you were off balance. Yeah. Looking at that, coming in this second fight, do you have to do anything different? Do you feel? And what do you do different?
I don't feel like I have to do anything different, but there's a lot of things that I could have capitalized and from his style. You know what I mean? So that strategy is for me and my team to know. But I'm going in there. I'm working like an animal for this camp. You know what I mean? I have a lot to prove. I feel like, and I'm going in there and I'm gonna tear him up. I'm gonna knock him out.
Where's this coming from? Why do you feel you have to do this time?
Like tear him up, knock him out. I just have to make a statement, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Make a statement.
Well, you made one with ripping his face off the belt. What was up with that? Tell us a little bit about that.
I would get tired seeing his face on my belt. You know, I'm leaving the Mandalay Bay with the belt on my shoulder, and I don't want him to be anywhere near my belt. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm gonna knock him out. He's never gonna touch his belt.
Looking at this fight, the winner could be in line to fight Caleb Trax. I know that was a big upset that he had against James DeGale, something that I think was on its way between you and him. Is that the goal for the future, to unify and start getting the belts that the other title holders have?
Of course, you know, to unify all the titles. You know, that's been my dream since I was a little kid, and I'm just working towards that dream. I want to be one of the best in history at 168, and I'm working very hard to accomplish that goal.
Does it bum you out at all, though, that you're not going to get a chance at DeGale?
You know, if DeGale don't have the belt, then it doesn't mean that it means that he's not the champion. He didn't deserve to have the belt. You know, Truax is the one with the belt. You know, so, you know, it would have been a great fight. You know, I would have gone to England to fight him. It would have been great. But, you know, he's not the champion no more. So, you know, I'm going after Truax.
When I hear the things you say and I see you, it reminds me of the things that are very pure about boxing. that you're going to go out and you don't care, you'll travel, you'll go and you'll fight people. Something still very pure about you that you don't see a lot of boxers in this day and age do, because now you see it's more business. Yeah. Now I'm going to fight this guy because I can make a buttload of money here, and I'll go into that difficult fight maybe a year from now. Yeah. And you're not doing that.
You know, it's just from, I grew up, you know, in an era where everybody fought everybody. When I was watching boxing, I would be so excited. You know, everybody would get together at houses, you know, families, you know, just watching Oscar De La Hoya fight, Felix Trinidad fight, and them dudes would close out the show. And it would be so amazing, you know, just so much energy watching the fights. That's the type of energy I want to bring in again.
Looking at that fight, how are you going to beat Ronald that day?
That's for me to know, and you guys will find out. It's gonna be a great fight.
David, as always, man, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. David Benavidez, the current WBC super middleweight champion of the world, rematching February 17th at the Mandalay Bay against Ronald Gavril.